everybody. So, I am sick. I have something wicked inside of me that's tearing me up from within. It's not pleasant. Uh, it's just a cold, but it was one of those things where the first day I got it, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna eat this. This is not gonna be like the last couple of viruses that I had that really did a number to me. Had my bones feeling like I had cavities in my arms and legs. But what ended up happening is it violated me in a different way, which was that when I would spend the night trying to sleep, I wouldn't really be able to have like a decent sleep. I would have these like brain lapses instead. So the recuperation process is actually a lot more brutal. I have to get in more hours of sleep during the day, just to be able to feel some level of equanimity, some level of health in my body. Let me. Where's the settings? Okay, right here. So as I've said before, when I play this game, most of the time I play it in mute, so that I can have like my favorite songs in the background as I'm grinding and doing all that fun stuff. Because if I had to listen to the game's OST instead of something a bit more thrilling, I'll forget it. Okay, I got a booty rank, but those are actually really good prizes, so it's not that big of a deal. I realize STG stands for stage, but it almost sounds like Square to God 7, which would be kind of funny. The italic on you made it seem like protecting you was one singular word. There was like no space. Zach sounds like he's trying to reason with a school shooter or something. It's a little goofy. If only we spoke more, we could have been best bros. You wouldn't have to do all this violent stuff. Yeah, this whole chapter just feels like Sephiroth was flexing that he has that shit on. None of this shit has any meaning aside from that IMO. Rosen's not doing anything. Okay, so he wants to get rid of us from the multiverse. Yeah, this is very Final Fantasy VIII-ish, where a main villain is trying to decide who gets to live on in this like warp space time thing. I do kind of find it funny that I am using adult Sephiroth for this fight. So you guys are gonna have to forgive me for coughing and sounding terrible. I mean, last time I sounded this ass while playing a game was when I was running through Dream Drop Distance and Visions of Mana, but I think back then I was in physically worse shape, but at least I was able to rest. Whereas now resting is a struggle, so there could be a cumulative effect on me where I'm just feeling worse. You know, if I don't take the time to heal. We got that Shinra leitmotif. Oh wow, this is oh. They got Cloud doing Zakisms. You know, if later on we get a chapter dedicated to everything from Great Glacier to the handing of the Black Materia, that would be pretty cool. Ugh, now he's trying to sound like R and like relax. You got your back to the guy you need to defend yourself against. What if this Ever Crisis' way of like wrapping up the story? Okay, so we're probably gonna fight Ultima Weapon again. Although I would like a fight against Sephiroth in this weird allied cuisine ass getup he has, looking like the Iron Chef host. Tifa looks like she's doing the Shmurda dance, Shmoney dance. You would think these guys would be a little bit more emotional about seeing Arif after everything that went down. So that would explain why Glenn, Matt, and Lucia are so different here than they are in remake timeline. It's because it's like another possibility. It's so weird that at this point, making it seem like Ever Crisis Cloud is just like Rebirth Cloud, and that he remembers Zack to some extent. A lot of people don't like how Aerith loses all her sass when she's around Zack in this, but Aerith had a little bit of sass, Crisis Core, but just not that much. Man, look, she has some sass over there. She's like, oh, I'm actually gonna do some other shit. We're all connected after all, so I don't gotta be so dependent on you. If I need you, I'll be there. Yeah. Sorry. Oh wow, that's a nice callback. It reminds me of the Final Fantasy VIII game over screen too. It's like a little bit of Final Fantasy VII and VIII. They gotta really get back to FF7 at some point. That's why I'm really looking forward to Part 3, because once I'm done with that, I'm going straight to FF7. Alright, so let me see. Look at all this stuff that I haven't done anything for. What's this gift stuff? Oh, I see. So that's it on that. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne now. So stay tuned. How long have I been doing this for? 20 minutes. It wasn't anything but a thing. I mean, at least I understand why Glenn was there. Because last time I did this, I was confused as hell. But it's kind of cheesy, to be frank. But that being said, we probably only have like 1 year left of this game before part 3 is out, and this game is kind of iced out. I'm really trying to think about it. So we got Dissidia Duo Decim coming out global. In fact, it might be out already. Um, no, not Duo Decim, Duum. And we have in Japan only War of the Visions. I don't know if Record Keeper is also JPN only. Might have also ended because I know Global ended and then whatever. But yeah, it seemed like the future of Square back in the 2010s. You gotta remember this, that it was gonna be like gotcha stuff. That was gonna be the heart and soul of Square. But sometime in 2020, like that really stopped being the case. They looked at the paperwork and they said, "Oh wow, this is not actually netting us the money we expected long term." But this game, it's like you see constant blackpilling, like end of service speculation. Um, I personally think that as long as we get our summer skins and we get a little bit more OG chapters, I'm in it for the full ride. If at any point I feel like the story stuff is like going nowhere, we're not gonna get before Crisis in any capacity. Uh, then I'll be like, alright, pull the plug, because if you're not doing anything I care about anymore, then I don't really care. But since they do continue to do things that I find quite interesting, OG, how are they gonna adapt this moment or that moment? I still find that profoundly interesting, and I want to continue to keep up with whatever is happening on that end. But in just a few, I'll be playing a little bit of Nocturne, so stay tuned. This has been your boy, Miss Wonka7. Thank you guys for watching, and suck my dick.